Hi, I'm Jonah Comstock, Editor-in-Chief at Pharmaphorum. I'm at the HealthTech X event in London with Nigel Brokenshire, Director of Digital UK for Bayer.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing, Nigel?
Good.
Thanks for coming in at short notice and sitting down with me.
That's fine.
So tell me a little bit about the work that you do. What is Bayer focused on in the UK in terms of digital, and what brings you to an event like this?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So for Bayer, we have a vision which is health for all, hunger for none. And when we look at what we're trying to do with our brands and medicines, they go so far to support that sort of desire and mission. And what we know is there is a real demand and expectation for digital health and digital therapeutics to support patients and healthcare professionals and the system as a whole, because it has a key role. And so what we're doing at Bayer is looking at how we can complement our current and future product lines with a digital solution, whether that's supporting some of our drugs or actually majority of them actually being non-promotional and supporting other aspects of those therapeutic areas. So we have a commitment within women's health, oncology, radiology, cardio-renal and ophthalmology, which are our main parts. But we're really keen to partner with the NHS to understand the bigger policy around life sciences and the medtech to see actually other areas and challenges which Bayer can support them on.
You were on the digital therapeutics panel, right?
Correct, yeah.
So how big a part of your digital efforts are what you'd consider to be digital therapeutics versus other kind of digital innovation?
It's a good one, and if people sort of said digital therapeutics has the evidence, it's been proven, it's regulated, you would probably see there's a lot more value and more outcomes can be driven from that for the NHS. But we want to take baby steps where we are because we're on this journey ourselves, but we're going to put our hands up to do that. And what we've seen in some of our discovery work is it doesn't need a digital therapeutics potentially to support those challenges. So we find that individuals are unable to now navigate the NHS just because of the workload pressures that they can't make a GP appointment. Is there something which we can do to support them in the interim? Or if people are on a pathway in which they're going to have a regular 3-month check-in, lots happen in that 3 months. So, less than 1%. So if you're a long-term condition, less than 1% of your time is actually spent in face-to-face with a clinician or a nurse or something like that. The rest of the time, you're on your own. So actually, what could we do to support those people to be more empowered to own and take ownership of their care, so that potentially they make more informed decisions, more lifestyle changes, and therefore we might be able to prevent or delay any onset for any of those conditions per se.
It's really about strengthening the relation between the provider and the patient using digital.
It is for us, yeah. And outside of my scope is the clinical trials, but that's a whole different matter. But we know that if we put in the right digital therapeutics, get those digital biomarkers and track individuals nearly hourly or daily, you could actually fast track that evidence and actually therefore still bring medicines to market quicker. And that's what we've seen with the pandemic, and the vaccines went through quicker, world class, world fast sort of thing. But we want to be able to do the same thing as to show that impact. And in the talk we just had there, a lot of when you look at the NHS and stuff, it comes back to those cost things to say, can this support cost reduction? And that's always very tricky to do, because most of the time they don't. They add other value: patient experience, clinical outcomes, clinical efficiency, safety, empowerment. So there's lots in there which is not just solely cost reductions.
But you have to translate that to the language that the NHS understands, and they're focused on cost reduction as sort of a... Yeah.
So we know at Bayer that we're not in the business to develop digital therapeutics. We want to look at what is the unmet need, the challenges, the call to action, and then we do our horizon scanning, due diligence, and we want to partner with innovators who are on that journey and are willing to partner with us to do that collaboration. So we'll bring certain skill sets and experience and knowledge because of our heritage, and they'll bring more of that innovation and real desire around what they can do, and hopefully that sort of partnership can accelerate and scale and transform, and then if it's proven, then that'd be ideal, and then it's a bit of a bit of a triple win really, isn't it, for the NHS patients and for Pharma as well, to say actually we want to be a trusted partner and we want to sort of bring digital health to life as the key thing.
Great. I'll ask you one more question. It's sort of the classic question about innovation in pharma.
Yep.
You've got, on the one hand, digital, which is very startup-y, high risk, high reward, or not high risk, but taking risks. to make change. And you've got pharma on the other hand that's traditionally very risk averse, very concerned about whether spending is benefiting the bottom line, margins. So how do you operate within that structure and try to make sure that you're really pushing forward sort of transformation, innovation, and that kind of mindset and DNA?
Yeah. When I joined Bayer 18 months ago, I was concerned on that point to say, an individual with my background, which is in health tech, how would I fit into a pharma model which has been running for decades, a science-based one, But what's really been pleased with Bayer is that they've taken a very much different mindset, an agile mindset, an innovative mindset, a fail-fast mindset. Said we cannot continue to work on these very year-by-year things. There's things which we could do much earlier. So yes, it is a challenge, and like I said, winning the hearts and minds, but we're committed to do that. And this year we're going to form a much larger and stronger team, which has got that combination of clinical, data, IT, patient, and then sort of say, how can we move that forward as well? So I think there's a really good, strong desire at Bayer to make this work, and they understand that there's a wee bit of the startup mentality, and they know there'll be a few frogs to kiss, if we say like that there, but they understand that this is something which is going to be supporting the overall health well-being, not in the UK, but obviously as a global company worldwide, and that's where some of our offerings we'd like to be able to sort of be the test bed here, roll them out to other continents and other countries as well.
Perfect. Thanks so much,
Good.
Nigel.
Not a problem. Thank you.